Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am announcing the anime that I will be watching for the fall season. Let me move this camera over because I don't need to have it all the way over there like that now. Okay, so just like all the previous seasons, I've got a bunch of different shows, but after episode 3 I could drop them or keep watching. So just remember that some of these might get dropped. Also, seeing as how there's still at least 1 week, 2 weeks before the season starts, if there are any shows on here that I did not add to the list that you think I should watch, please let me know in the comments. Unless it is a sequel. The only sequel I'll be watching this season is Golden Kamuy Season 2, and that's because I've seen Season 1. Fairy Tail, Tokyo Ghoul RE second season, Sword Art Online, and Sword Magical Index 3 are off the list. Not going to watch those because while I've seen Sword Art Online Season 1, I have not seen Season 2. I have only seen 48 episodes of Fairy Tail. I have not seen Tokyo Ghoul RE, and yeah. So sequels are off, except for Golden Kamuy Season 2. Anyway, just let me know right now what shows you guys think I should watch, if it's not on this list already. Because in the middle of the season, when I've dropped a few shows, I'm not going to add any more. I did that this season with Asobi Asobase because I had gotten so many people requesting it. And I technically never said that I wouldn't add a show. I try not to because I don't want to catch up with it and watch 4 episodes like back to back to back to back to catch up with it. But yeah, that was a one-time thing. This season I'm putting in place, I'm not picking up any shows in the middle of the season. So if it's not on this list and you haven't recommended it, it's not going to get watched this time around. That doesn't mean later on, if I ask for more recommendations for shows that have already ended and you recommend it, that doesn't mean it won't get watched then. But for now, it's not going to get watched if you don't tell me that I should watch it. Anyway, let's get into what I'm actually watching now instead of saying what's not going to get watched if you don't recommend it or whatever. Okay. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shows on here. Again, I know it sounds like a lot, but I could drop a few of these depending on if I like them or not. First one is called Beelzebub Jono Okunimesu. I will read the synopsis for these as well so that you know what it's about. This one says, Beelzebub is a great demon lord who rules over several millions of demons. Murin, who decides to serve the demon lord, learns that not only does Beelzebub lack the poise of a great demon, but is also a laid-back girl who likes fluffy things. Thus begins the daily life comedy revolving around the many villains in the demon world. So this was actually recommended. In my Gimme Recommendations video, I asked for both shows that have ended and shows coming up this season, and this was one of them. So that's on the list. The next one is called, if I can pronounce this correctly, Hinomaruzumo. Which, let me see if I can find it here. Actually, let me just do this. There we go. This says, it is a divine ritual, a martial art, a combat sport. It's sumo. A small, quote-unquote, new student, Ushio Hinamaru, appears before the weak little sumo club of Odachi High School. The words big and heavy are the rules to this sport, which does not fit this newbie any inch. But this guy goes and does what? Ushio and the small sumo club climbs its way to the top. The goal is Hinoshita Kaisen, a title for the highest rank in professional sumo, equivalent of Yokozuna. A fired-up high school sumo tale, no retakes allowed. Hinoshita Kaisen, a title. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's a sumo wrestling anime. I haven't seen a whole lot of sports anime. I've seen the first 70 or 60 episodes of Hajime no Ippo. I finished the first season, basically, of Hajime no Ippo. I watched Ping Pong the animation. And I think that's it. As far as sports anime. So, this one was also recommended by the same person who recommended Beelzebub. So, it's on the list. Oops. Next, we got Tensei Shitara Slime Data Ken. I hope I pronounced that all correctly. This says, Rimuru Tempest is the new name of a slime in a fantasy world taken by a former 37-year-old human, Sato Mikami, after he is killed by a passing robber. Broken free from his ordinary stale past life, his fresh adventure in a fantasy world as a slime monster with unique abilities begins. It's another isekai series. But this time the protagonist is a slime monster. Instead of coming to this new world and being like a hero, I'm sure he's going to end up being a hero, but he's a monster. A slime, which is usually one of the weaker villains in video games. But as we learned from Konosuba, that's not always the case. Next. Oh, also, this was also recommended by the same guy that did Beelzebub and the Sumo series. The next one is Goblin Slayer. I've been looking forward to this one since I saw that they were coming out with the anime. I started reading the manga a few months ago. I have not seen too many updates lately, but maybe the manga reader I have on my phone just hasn't updated. I don't know. Anyway, I've been really looking forward to this one. I know it has some like controversial like stuff in there, as in like rape. But when you're trying to make your villains look really like unforgivable, that's basically the best way to do it. I'm sure there are other ways, but when you're like a monster creature, you're gonna go around doing stuff like that. I'd suppose. But I am looking forward to it. It has a question mark next to episodes, so I don't know if it's going to end up being 12 or more. But I am looking forward to that one. Next, as I said before, Golden Kamuy Season 2. Oh, wait. I did not read the synopsis for Goblin Slayer for you. It says a young priestess has formed her first adventuring party, but almost immediately they find themselves in distress. It's the Goblin Slayer who comes to their rescue, a man who's dedicated his life to the extermination of all goblins by any means necessary. And when rumors of his feats begin to circulate, there's no telling who might come calling next. Yeah. He's a warrior who focuses, or specializes, I should say, in slaying goblins. So, yeah. It doesn't seem like much. I know goblins are considered among some of the weaker monsters in games and fantasy worlds and stuff like that, but that's what he's focusing on, and when we get into the series you'll see why. Okay, next, like I said, only sequel that I'm picking up this season is Golden Kamuy Season 2. I don't think I need to go into the synopsis, but basically they're searching for some gold, and in order to get it, they have to get these maps that are like tattooed onto these prisoners' skins by either skinning them or drawing the map on a paper. Again, it's just a continuation of the first season, so I am looking forward to this one. I was very happy when they announced the second season as soon as the last episode ended. So, yes. Okay. Next, Yagate Kimi ni Naru. This one says, Yu has always loved shoujo manga and awaits the day she gets a love confession that sends her heart aflutter with bubbles and blushes. And yet, when a junior high classmate confesses his feelings to her, she feels nothing. Disappointed and confused, Yu enters high school, still unaware how to respond. That's when Yu sees the beautiful student council president Nanami. Oh, I see. That's when Yu sees the beautiful student council president Nanami turn down a suitor with such maturity that she is inspired to ask her for help. But when the next person to confess to Yu is Nanami herself, has her shoujo romance finally begun? So as you can tell, this is a Yuri series. The only one I believe I'm actually watching right now as far as a Yuri series is Yuru Yuri, which is a comedy. This seems more serious. I was going to watch Citrus when that was released, but decided against it. But this one I'm going to watch. So, yeah. Let's see, next. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Titled Ulysses, Yehan Dark to Renken no Kishi. The story is set in the 15th century during the 100 Years' War between France and England over the succession to the French throne. Montmorency, the son of a noble, immerses himself in the studies of magic and alchemy at a royal knight training school. However, following France's crushing defeat at Agincourt, the school is dissolved. Having lost everything and now a wanted man, Montmorency, who had just become an alchemist, encounters a mysterious village girl named Yehan, I suppose is how you pronounce it. I don't know. But it seems interesting to me. Got the historical fantasy going on. I know that Japan does this a lot, where they take a historical time and then add a little fantasy to it, or, their own spin to make it... Well, I'm sure the history version is interesting as well, but in my opinion, make it more interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Animation looks pretty good. Who's the company that does this? Axiv? I don't think I've heard of them. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Next. Oh, right here. Surune Cousin My Coco. I think that's how you pronounce that. Kyudobu. I know I'm butchering these names, so I apologize. It says the story follows Minato Narumiya. Minato played Japanese archery in middle school, but after a certain incident, he ran away from the sport. In high school, Minato meets new friends, and together as part of their school's archery club, they aim to win the prefectural tournament. So, technically another sports anime. This time about archery. So, hopefully it's interesting. This is done by Kyoto Animation, or KyoAni. I like a lot of their stuff. So, I don't want to say high expectations, because I don't know how interesting they can make archery seem. But if I go by any other anime dealing with sports, they can make it very interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, I like the studio. I'm interested in seeing how they do this. So, yeah. Next, we have... Oops. Go down. Okay. We have Tonari no Katsuki Son. Let's see, the synopsis. Modern-day vampire comedy centers on high school girl Amano, who was saved from a strange incident by a vampire girl named Sophie Twilight, and has been interested in her ever since. Akari arrives at her house uninvited, and the two start to live together. Although a vampire, Sophie never attacks humans, but purchases blood and anime goods via mail and lives a modern life. So I've read some of the manga for this. It's pretty funny, and it says right here, 4-koma manga is what it's based on. Also does not say how many episodes it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to be standard length episodes, 23 minutes, or if it's going to be one of those shorter series, since it is based off a 4-koma manga. Find out when it's released. But I have read some of the manga for this, and I do enjoy it, so hopefully it translates very well to anime. And finally, hopefully I could find this. It seems like an anime that will be kind of difficult to find, because I know there's been a few that I've had trouble getting translations for. But this one's called Aguykatsu Tennen Honda-san. Says the comedy's manga story centers on a skeleton named Honda who works in a bookstore. Hilarity ensues daily in his work at the shop's manga counter. So basically, he's a skeleton that works at a manga shop that has to deal with, I guess, everyday people coming in and doing or acting weird around him because he's a skeleton. Again, I don't know much about this series other than what I just read. But it looks funny and sounds funny, so hopefully I can find it, because I know there was one series, I think last season, that I couldn't find, so I wasn't actually able to watch it. But anyway, that is everything that I have written down right now. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 10 shows. Hopefully they're spread out evenly. I doubt that's the case. That hardly ever happens. Because I never look at the date to see when they're actually released and then go, okay, well, I got this spot open and this spot open. I just kind of see what I want to watch and then figure it out from there. But that's everything that I have written down. Again, if there are any that you think that I might find interesting, then let me know. I'll add it to the list, because there's still 2 weeks before the season starts. But just know that if it is recommended and I'm not enjoying it or anything like that, then it does have the possibility of being dropped. But I trust most of you to recommend some good shows. So, again, send me those recommendations. So yeah, that's it. Go through this list again without reading any of the synopsis. I probably won't read the whole title. So we got Beelzebub, Hinomaru Zumo, Tensei Shitara Slime, Dr. Ken, Goblin Slayer, Golden Kamuy Season 2, Yagate Kimi ni Naru, Ulysses, Tsurune, Tonari no Kyu Katsuki Son, and Gaikotsu Shotenin Honda-san. Again, I probably butchered all of that. The ones I actually read completely. But that is everything for now. I guess, let me know which ones you're looking forward to having me watch, or what you're looking forward to me watching that I've got listed here. And send me those recommendations again. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and get updates on our releases. Check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for anything else we decide to post. And check out our Discord so you can chat with me or anyone else. It's also a place to go to see if there are any updates to the channel. So until the season starts. Bye.